I'm Malt. I live in a multiverse filled up with an enormous number of different worlds, and I travel a lot in this multiverse across it from one world to another. The space in between those worlds in the multiverse is filled up with a void, with nothing. And that nothing could be extremely dangerous to a human being. You touch it and it can dissolve your values, it can drain you out of energy, it can interfere with your well-being, strip out all your goals, all your aspirations, all your values, etc. So it's a nasty stuff. You want to keep away from it. Further away the better. But since I'm traveling a lot, I have to deal with it somehow. I have to protect with myself from those harms, from those harmful impacts, and I have several tricks which help me. And one of those is to be creative and design a bunch of routines and practices and stick with them while I travel across the multiverse. Those routines, when I follow through them, I feel like I'm filling up the space around me, and the time I live through, I fill them with something meaningful. And that meaningful stuff, it provides a shelter, distancing myself from this nasty stuff outside. Now, the way I approach usually this, now first of all, when I say routines and practices, I mean often fairly simple stuff like fitness activity. It could be about writing or reading a book. It could be about socializing if I'm traveling with other people, or meditating. The practices could be referring to some more involved projects, like studying some stuff or building some stuff. So quite a range of different activities, and the way I plan those activities is usually fairly ad hoc, random, without proper preparation, often with no login progress. Wake up, scratch your head, and decide what you are going to do today. On the other hand, I feel like nowadays, especially, there are so many of those apps and gadgets which should help me with those tasks, designing and following through those practices. And during the last mission, I tried one of those called Wandelverse. It worked for me, and I thought I would share my experience with you as well, in case it helps you too. So enough of this introduction. Let's jump straight to the app. I will show you how it works, what to expect from it, and leave it up to you to decide whether you want to try it or not. I have a free registration. When I log in, I'm presented with a page which looks like this. The tracker is the name of the mission I'm running at the moment, and they call mission this bunch of routines and practices. Some of them have goals attached to them you would like to achieve through this mission. And when you run this mission, you log your progress, and the idea is that at some point, if you notice, if you feel that you are drifting in the wrong direction, you can adjust your course by refining those practices, those routines you follow through. Now there are a bunch of missions pre-built for you. Your list will look different because I already messed up with this list. When you run a mission, my recommendation would be to run always one mission at a time, because otherwise, if you try to run several missions at once, all this stuff can be easily messed up, can become confusing, difficult to manage. You don't want to do that. One mission at a time, that's enough. Now, when you start a new mission, I would recommend also attaching a timer to it. You see that link, Get Timer? When you click on it, a timer is attached to your mission. This timer is the timer I have set for myself. Your timer will look different, of course. I keep track, I'm monitoring sleep time, screen time, outdoors activities, fitness, meals, number of coffee cups, etc. I can access this timer through my phone. I just open during the day. Time. I pick up my phone when switching from one activity to another. I pick up my phone and just switch from one timer to another, and I can have several timers switched on at the same time. Towards the end of the day, usually closer to the bedtime, I have to upload all these data sets from my phone to the server. I click on the upload button. It redirects me to this page with those tables. You can see the timers table. I can refine values if I wish to, but often I don't. Usually I keep it as it is. The leftmost table shows the weather information. This data was fetched for me by the API programmatically, meaning that I don't have to enter those data sets by myself, which is a nice feature to have because it saves time and effort. I can refresh this data and fetch the latest measurements or the latest data sets by clicking on refresh APIs. If I'm not happy with those data sets, if I think they are not accurate for my specific location, I can always update them manually. Now, the middle table is usually for data sets which I have to measure myself, like weight or blood pressure, and then enter those data sets into those text areas manually. I can also log here my psychological state. Did I feel okay or not okay during the day? Once I am happy with all those entries, I click on submit button, and all this data, a snapshot of my day in a mission, it's saved in a database. Now I can go back to the timer, reset all the values to 0, and start accumulating data sets again. Now, on the mission page, as you see, there is a download button. When I click on it, all data accumulated and logged by me on a server is downloaded to my computer. If I click next to the delete button, all the data in the clouds up there in the server will be erased. And now you are the only owner, and you have the only copy of your data sets sitting in your computer, and you can do whatever you like with all those data sets. You can analyze them, you can integrate them with other data, you can build neural network on top to do some other magic if you want to. And that's pretty much it. I think one last point to mention is that from my experience at least, running those missions is not so easy. It could be a challenge. It requires a certain dedication and commitment, and it's certainly doable, but it would be much easier, I think, to accomplish those and to run through those missions if you are running them in a company together. If you team up with other people, be it your buddy or a community of people who runs similar missions. And that's enough from me. I would like to thank you for your time. Take care. Bye.